A pleasant day to everyone. By the way, I am Alex B. Shalongo. So for today's video, we will discuss about the theories in language and culture. Do you believe that language and culture are interconnected? These can be proven by idioms. According to the dictionary, idioms is a term whose meaning cannot be determined from the literal meaning of the words it is made of. It is a widely used saying or expressing the contents of figurative meaning that is different from phrases' literal meaning. We use idioms in our natural conversations. There are words and phrases which should not be taken literally. Idioms are very cultural as they are formed from experiences. When one is a master of idioms can conclude that he or she is a master of language. Here are some examples of idioms. So first, break a leg, which means to wish someone luck. The next is once in a blue moon, which means rarely or something that doesn't happen often. Then the third one is take it with a pinch of salt, which means don't take it seriously. So now let's move on to the interconnectedness of language and culture. Let's define first culture. According to Byram 2008, culture is defined as shared beliefs, values, and behaviors of a social group. Now let's define language. According to Cramsh 2002, language is used not just a tool for the exchange of information, but as a symbolic system with the power to create and shape symbolic realities such as values, perceptions, identities through discourse. Here are some ideas or information about the interconnectedness between language and culture. The first one is that language and culture are inseparable since language is closely related to culture. A particular language points to the culture of a particular social group. Learning a language, therefore, is not only learning the alphabet, the meaning, the grammar rules, and the arrangement of words, but it is also learning the behavior of the society and its cultural custom. So the next one or the second one is that language and culture are independent because speech is a means of exchanging information which can be used in aspects that are not connected to culture. This could probably means that not everything on language is not about culture. Not everything in culture focuses on language. But it doesn't mean that one can exist without the other. So the third one is that culture and language are partly interconnected. Culture and language are inextricably linked. You can't understand a culture without first learning a language. A specific language is usually associated with a particular group of people. You interact with the culture of the language's speaker when you communicate in their language. There are three ways by which language and culture are related according to Cramsh 1988. So the first one is ways of doing things and perception can be manifested through the use and arrangement of words. Considering this, people in society convey culture. The second one is people postulate meaning in their daily activities and experiences through language, and thus, language personifies cultural reality. So the third one is that the context of communications where language is used embodies cultural reality and speakers distinguish themselves using their language as their identity. These three statements shows that the relation of culture and language is the way they share human values, realities, and behaviors of a social group. As a conclusion, according to Cramsh, language expresses, embodies, and symbolizes cultural reality is a tool for people to express themselves and put significance on their social and cultural experiences and reality with others. So now let's move on to the culture as part of language. According to Sapir 1921, language is a purely human and non-instinctive method of communicating ideas, emotions, and desire by means of voluntarily produced symbols. According to him, these symbols are in the first instance auditory and they are produced by the so-called organs of speech. Speech is a human activity that varies without assignable limit as we pass from social group to social group because it is a purely historical heritage of the group, the product of a long continued social usage. According to Researcher 2006, language is a part of culture and a part of epidermal behavior. It is predominantly held that the task of language is to put thoughts into words, to communicate pieces of information, and to express feelings. Language fulfills many other functions as maintaining a friendly societal relationship between people such as greetings, expressing words, and etc. In this area of study, Gramsci praised the main function of language in three aspects. So the first one states that language is the primary vehicle of communication. The second one is language reflects both the personality of the individual and the culture of history. In turn, it helps in shaping both personality and culture. So the third one is language makes possible the growth and transmission of culture, the continuity of societies and the effective functioning and control of a social group. These three aspects tells us that if we learn a foreign language, we need to be acquainted with the cultural realities embedded in this foreign language. There must be a distinct way of respecting or expressing gratitude and other appropriate ways of transact. This would be the end of my report. So for some theory, it will discuss by Ms. Vila Tampos.